Okay, let's say this. You're back in working condition now, and you could go back. Who would you want to have a match with?
Go back or current
No, I'm
day?
saying if you was in a position where you could restart
Oh,
and looking at the landscape now, who would you want to have a match with?
landscape now? Oh my God,
Yeah.
oh my God, there's just too many women right now. Like there's just so many women I'd want to wrestle right now. Just in my own, like just in our company alone, just the girls that there's a handful of them. Jordynne obviously is one that's on top of her game right now. Jordynne Grace in our company, the Knockouts champion. She just did the Royal Rumble for WWE. She's so good.
She underwent a body transformation, right?
Yeah, she really did. And
I was just watching her on Twitter, X,
yeah,
and I saw her before, and then I saw her a couple of months later. I went, well, my God.
I literally
She
watched her.
totally sculpted herself.
She did. And not just that, she sculpted her everything. Like she really did. At first, she was kind of stubborn to, what we had to teach her. And then she took that one little thing and then she grew from there. And now I'm just like, okay, Jordynne, tell me what you got, and she's one of the ones I can definitely, she's always reliable, always the one that's going to have the 5-star matches. There's a lot of great, like Deanna just left us. She went to AEW. Deanna was amazing too, like WWE, look at Charlotte, Bailey, Io, Bianca. There's so many people. This is what's so great. This is what I hope for in 2007, that I could name 10 women or more in 2024 that I want to wrestle, and I can't decide who I want to wrestle because they're all that darn good. It's
How, okay, that Grace girl, what's her name? Jordynne?
Jordynne Grace.
Gordon. Where's she from? Where's she from?
She lives in Atlanta, I think now, or I don't know where she's from originally, but
tell me a little bit about her background. So she is noticeable.
Yeah, she told
Very
me
noticeable.
she started wrestling when she was like 13 years old. So young. I'm just shocked that people are allowed to start at that young age. I don't think anyone should start wrestling, honestly, till the age of 18 minimum, and people are starting younger and younger these days. It's just like, it's not about the physical part. It's about the mental part of this business that I think people need to mature a little bit. And it's a lot, it's a very worldly job. You're going to go hit the road, pay your dues, and you got to be careful, especially and then I already lost see, this is what happens when you're a wrestler too. You lose your train of
Jordynne Grace, from where she came from.
Yeah, so she 13 years
that's from being hit on the head a couple of 100,000 times. I say it all the time. I'll be talking about a guy and ask James, what's that guy's name again? He said, oh, yeah, we're talking about here. Okay.
Yeah, I'll do that every once in a while. And so she is now she's been wrestling. She's probably what, late 20s, I think now. And so she's been wrestling probably half her life. So she should be good by now. And she is very good now. She's very much the cream of the crop of today's wrestling. Obviously, Dutch, wrestling has changed a lot over the years, where people will say probably when we're talking about storytelling that we're so old and passe.
Oh, yeah. They're talking about telling those dinosaurs. Get them out of there.
And you know what? There are ways to meet in the middle, but I do
believe is.
Structure of wrestling, ultimately, what makes you successful, the storytelling, all those little things on the bottom line is what will always be true to wrestling that will make you a success. You can't just get by on these wrestling moves that are train wrecks and whatever. People are
how many times have they seen them?
Exactly, right? So they don't.
How many times have they seen an arm drag, a drop kick, a leapfrog, a hip toss, a this? How many times can they see them? But a story, you tell the story and slow down. That's why the bloodline has lasted so long. They've told this story in increments, a little bit at a time, never overloading you too much. And then, of course, they would get to some pay-per-views. Oh, God, what are they going to do now? Yeah, they got to readjust. 2 weeks later, they've readjusted. They're back right in the same spot they are.
You can still
So-
do today's wrestling with it, just sprinkle it in there, you know. I just think there's a happy medium, but I enjoy a little bit of both.
Okay, you're talking about WWE giving you 2 minutes for the match or getting out of the ring in 2 minutes.
That used to be
Roman Reigns, it takes him 5 minutes to walk to the ring.
yes,
And then I bet it's 6 minutes before he starts talking. But that gives the commentators time to, well, you can't understand them anyway. They're going 90 miles a minute, but you know the story.